Hello, my name is Lars Krauss-Lucas, and the Fred Oldfield Western Heritage and Arts Center has been a part of my life for nearly 2 decades. I started at the center as a student in Peggy's class and then Miss Aletha's class, and throughout that time, I would also occasionally be taught by Fred Oldfield, which was an incredible experience. Um, I volunteered during the fairs and the art camps, and eventually I became one of the center's summer art camp teachers. So I've come very far. I've grown from student to teacher, and that's something I wouldn't trade for the world. Um, I was lucky enough to know Fred personally. Like I said, I got the privilege of learning from him. He taught me not just about art, but he taught me some things about life as well. And he kind of was a third grandfather to me. Um, I'm so grateful that he got to be a part of my life and I got to be a part of his, and we had that friendship. Um, and I'm also really grateful for the center too, because it was such a welcoming space when I was a child and allowed me to really express myself and explore the art that I wanted to explore. Um, I'm currently working towards a degree in visual arts and film, and I'm hoping to take that to graduate school to get my master's degree as well. Um, and recently, I've been learning a lot about arts within a mental health focus. I think this pandemic has brought a lot of things to light regarding our mental health and our mental health standards. Um, and actually, a class that I took recently focused on arts therapy. So it was really kind of bringing various arts, but my particular focus was visual art, into kind of that mental health awareness and seeing how art can actually help improve our mental state. Um, Within the context of this pandemic, especially, I think people have started to realize how helpful art can be. I remember at the beginning of the pandemic, a lot of people were investing in coloring books, and it was that kind of meditative, creative outlet that really kind of helped people de stress with how uncertain things were right then at the beginning of the pandemic. Um, and even now, I think people are really seeking out art as kind of an outlet for stress that's being caused not just by the pandemic, but just kind of general stress of adult life. And I think that's incredibly valuable. Unfortunately, I think the arts therapy world is not quite as well known as it could be. I think it's not a resource that's often utilized. I'm really hoping that changes, and I hope the the standards for what can count as an arts therapy continue to broaden, to include things like comic art and things that are generally considered craft, like knitting or sewing or embroidery. I think all of that is incredibly valuable to us, not just as individuals, but also within our communities. That kind of creative social bonds that can be made are really, really valuable, especially when we're all kind of stuck at home during this pandemic as we try and ride it out. Um, Something else I've been thinking about is arts and education. That's something else I'm interested in with my degree. And I think growing up, I was seeing a lot of like my public school education cutting funding for arts programs, and I think that's still the case today. I think we're still seeing a lot of defunding. I think arts is generally the first thing to go when it comes to budget cuts, and I think that's incredibly unfortunate. I think kids especially need art, not just to learn about art, but also art as like just an expression, a nonverbal expression. I think it's sometimes hard to talk about your emotions when you're a kid, when you're, going through the trials of being a teenager too. Um, and so cutting children's access to that, I think, is really the wrong way to go. And it really, for me at least, it really just kind of demonstrates how important a place like the Fred Oldfield Center is, because the center is a space for children to come and not only learn technical skills related to art, but also it allows children to explore various art mediums, explore what they like about art, um, and also just to express themselves and to make those connections between other students and their teachers. And I think that's all incredibly valuable. Yeah. All in all, I absolutely love the center. I love everyone there, Joella. And if you are able to donate any time or money or any other form of support, I know that the center would really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And I really hope that that you stick around. Thank you.